Again, everybody, this is the week 3 discussion board. So we're going to be talking about Microsoft Outlook in the discussion board, but I have switched things up just a little bit. Normally, this is the discussion in which we talk about, you have a friend at work and, he or she is not very good at emailing in a professional capacity. So what are the features in Microsoft Outlook that you would want to let your friend know about? And what are some tips and tricks? That's okay, but it tends to get a little dry, tends to get a little boring. So I'm going to switch it up a little bit. I think one thing that I do want to do is still talk about what are some tips and tricks you would give people when it comes to professional proper emailing, what we might call email etiquette. And remember that from the lecture. So what are some tips and tricks you would give a friend who's just starting out at work or somebody who doesn't know email very well? What are some tips and tricks you would give him or her about email etiquette? Essentially, what makes for a good professional email and what doesn't? But at the same time, I want to ask another question. And so you can basically break up your initial post into 2 parts, or you can choose one or the other on which to post. So it's that one about email etiquette. The other one is, since this world is full of texting, since there are texts far outpace emails nowadays worldwide, what are the real differences between texting and emailing in terms of kind of the message that's conveyed? I mean, I know that there are differences in the technology, right? I'm texting like that as opposed to emailing with this and the laptop I'm on. But how does one approach texting differently than emailing or vice versa? Are there certain contexts that are better and more appropriate for texting and maybe less so in other contexts or something like that? So that's what I want you to talk about. Email etiquette, that's one of the topics, okay? And then texting versus email. What are those differences and why do they really matter? So you can pick and choose one or the other, or you can combine both of them into your discussion board this week. And I think we're going to have a very interesting conversation, especially about the texting portion, since I'm guessing most of us probably text far more than we email. So I'm looking forward to seeing what we all have to say this week. Thanks, folks.